Hey y'all, wait for everybody to come in. This is a surprise live. Wanted to see what everybody was doing and share a couple of things. And hopefully, this stream will go very smooth today. I hope everyone's having a good day. We're streaming on Facebook, we're also streaming on YouTube. So, anyone who comes into the stream, just hit the links on my page. You can go on my page and you can get on from there if anybody wants to get on or share anything. I won't be before you long, but I'm here. And let's see here. Hello, everyone. I'm even going live on Facebook. Let me just warn y'all that this Facebook, my battery's about to die for the Facebook, but then you can catch me on StreamYard and I'll be on there too. Welcome. I just wanted to share a couple of things because, I haven't seen you all in a while. And, things have been going really good lately as far as pursuing my dreams and doing the things that I want to do in life. And I also trying to move in different areas of my life that are very new. And sometimes I wonder, do anybody know what that's like to go in unfamiliar territories where it feels like, for me, it's felt like um, there's this book I saw a long time ago where it was like people were looking very tall, you know what I'm saying? And you were looking very little, and the people were just looking tall, like they looking down on you. And so those are kind of some of the things that I deal with sometimes. Is like those things are called barriers, they're called blockers. And with me having those barriers and blockers, those is fear. That's fear. And even though I may express how much it's important to not have fear, I still deal with certain fears. There's just a lot of things that be happening that people don't understand. When a lot of things do happen to you in life that could be very traumatic, also brings room for fear, to be scared to like pursue anything because you've constantly been dealt with and handled with without care. So I I can't really share what I'm doing, but I do want to share that the court date is April the 19th. April the 19th. So the person who knows who I am, make sure you guys get this to them. Get it to them because court's coming and we can't discuss nothing else about it. But I just had to discuss how hard that was for me to actually go to court, go to the municipal civil court division. And I've been sitting on these papers for a long time, like a long time, to where now time was due. Like, according to the statutes of liberty, I had to do it now or else. And that documentary was very important to me. And because I'm not able to get that documentary, I feel like as a person who really wanted to express myself to the world and how much money I invested into that all these years and how hard it was, I feel like I need to still fight for that. Um, as well as, do you all know, getting closer and closer, and every time getting closer and closer to that point that I couldn't do it, like I was scared to actually go to courts. All that trash talk that I talk, And I've been scared to actually go down there and actually file, actually do it. But I did it, and I'm hoping that I get a victory out of it. So I just wanted to discuss that because it feels good that I was able to do that for myself, like beat that barrier. Like my heart was pounding so fast. And this is realities, like some of the things that an average person deal with, the things that I deal with is not the average. Hello, it's not the average thing that people deal with. So fear is like a stronghold, and it can keep you behind, and distractions and everything will keep you behind from your purpose and your things that you be trying to do. And if y'all knew how long I've been trying to do this, how long I've been trying to take people to court, people who have ripped me off, people who have taken from me, people who have just done the boldest things that you could do to a person. Instead of fighting them, instead of doing gangster things to them, I decided that I'm going to go to school for law. It's just necessary. It's necessary for a female to know something. When people just keep taking your money, when people take everything that you work hard for, you have to find a way to retrieve some of those things back. A lot of us just let it go. Why do we let it go? We should fight. And we also should put to an end when we see fraudulent activity. And I know I'm repetitive with it, but we need to make sure that when we see fraudulent activity, that we do something about it. And now that I have been able to go and file in court, and the court date is April the 19th, regardless if this party doesn't want to show up, I recommend you show up. But I feel relieved that I did that. I feel relieved now that I finally did what I needed to do. And it ain't nothing else that could stop me at this point. I wanted to share something with y'all. So I wanted to share. Y'all see my hair a little drippy. It's a little drip drip going on. Um, I also wanted to, while I'm on live, I wanted to share the book that was sent to me from the Cochrane firm. And honestly, I have already read the book, some of the book. But it felt good, and I felt grateful that they sent me a book. So I just wanted to show y'all. This is something I can add to my book collection. It's like they sent me a book. I want you to see everything. But you see that? They sent me a book. And, yes. So I want to say thank you personally. Thank you for this because I feel like I am him and he is I, and we are we, and we are on our way. Yes. Take a look, you guys. And this is a good book. Like, it does start out talking about, how he lost a case. But we all know that Johnny Cochran, oh my God, the undisputed champion of law. And he worked hard for it. And he came from church. As far as what I know, he was raised in church. And, you know, uh, we always know him from the famous case with O.J. Simpson, where he does the gloves and through the investigation. And that particular part is how they win. Because if it's not fitting, then it's you got to quit. So um, we know Johnny Cochran by that, and so I'm grateful for his book. I'm gonna add it to my collection and read it again because it is a good book. This book is called Journey to Justice. This is one of his first books, and it is truly the bomb. It's telling you his journey. So yeah, thank you for that. And let's see what we're gonna do here. I just want to thank all the new followers, everybody who come check me out. Y'all already see what I be on, what I be doing. Um, People that inspire me. I want people to be inspired as well. You know, my journey, that's why I call it Alicia Intellectual Talks Vlogger for one. And then my regular page, which is Alicia Intellectual Talks, because I'm basically showing y'all parts of my life and recording it in video form. And then, showing you bits and pieces of me. I just really wanted to get on here to talk about giants and how you got to push past giants. You have to get past those tall things that try to hold you, those blocks, those roadblocks, like whatever be in your way. Like, I think for me, it's the thing is like that rejection thing that happens where you just keep getting rejection and you keep getting things that keep happening in rejection. That thing puts you in a shell sometimes and you don't know how to come from that. And I know people be like, you're so strong, but everybody cannot come from certain things like that could damage them. It's like not easy to bounce back. And therapy, it does take a lot of therapy, but there's roadblocks that happen, I believe. There's tall things that happen as far as like trees, picture trees, and you're in the woods and you can't find your way in the woods. That's what it feels like. You're lost. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily lost like you know your way or you don't know God or God's not directing you, but you just sometimes get into a place of being empty and you keep getting this rejection and then that rejection puts you in a place like I don't want to do anything. I don't want to do nothing but just sit in my corner and don't worry about nothing. But we can't give up. We can't give up. We got to push past those strongholds, those blocks. I don't know how to describe it any other way of how you should get rid of something that's constantly trying to stop you. And this is a spiritual warfare that we go through. So we have to be warriors in a spiritual battle. You know what I'm saying? Because like half of the time you're going through a war that you don't need to be going through. That's how you know the enemy loves to play in the battleground of your mind. It's like his thing. It's like when he knows you're trying to do something, he gets in your mind, he gets to playing with you. He keeps you distracted and also scared. I ain't gonna be scared no more. I have been closely but surely taking my blindfolds off. Only time I have a blindfold on is when I'm practicing law. But for the most part, I'm walking with them off in full faith, man. Like with everything. When people come against me, like it wasn't like I held it as a vendetta, because I know that the Lord takes vengeance on my enemies. But it was more like, when are you going to take vengeance on my enemies? So many of them, like I know it's hard to believe because I'm a nice girl, but I have enemies, and I have enemies for no reason, enemies. And so let them be scattered, as I always say, like David also had enemies. And we got to continue to pray when we got all these enemies to let them know that we still chosen by God. People watching how people is coming up on views and stuff like that. People pay attention to your views. I don't care. I don't care about views. I'm happy about them, but I don't care about them. I care about how we gonna get through life as Black people, How are we going to maneuver into entrepreneurship as Black people? How are we going to allow to teach our children how to be innovators in this hour? Because let me tell you something, I just discovered that the computer doesn't is not going to be able to obtain all information. It may be able to go back to a certain period, but it's not going to be able to obtain all information. So when you get to a point where you can counteract with a computer, it might crash, it might fall, anything. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's why they trying to make the memories smaller and smaller so that they put all this stuff into this database and they can't a computer can't come close to what God does to man. And so when we start investing in our kids, we see how much of a human computer our kids are. And we start to pay attention to what we need to do for our kids in this hour because the way God advances man, then he's advancing man now. The same way he do with this, you're learning how to do things in the and when you're learning how to do things in the I lost my train of thought because somebody just sent me a whack text message. Anyway, the way that man is designed will not be able you cannot master how man is designed, the way man's brain is, the way these kids are now. If you really, really start looking at them and paying attention to them, that's why people be trying to adopt Black kids. They be trying to adopt Black kids for a reason, for a reason. So pay attention to that. Pay attention to giants. Continue to pay attention to your goals and have a very good week. And I'm just checking in with a little bit of unpopular conversation. Let y'all get my personality. I'm on YouTube, on Facebook Live. This is the first time I've really been on live because I'm trying to see how these videos go on angles and stuff. But I'm happy whoever showed up. I appreciate you coming. Let me see here what's going on. Let me see what I can play for us. Let me see if it worked today. Let Let me see. Okay, hold on. First of all, I need to um I know YouTube is one of my favorites. I watched some recently that was real good about Malcolm X. Maybe I'll share some of that with y'all. Let me see if we can do that. Let me see. Share screen. I wonder if y'all see what's going on from the StreamYard. You should be able to see what's going on from StreamYard. Um, and I'm live. Anybody can check me out. Like, hold on, let me see what's happening. Let me see. Let me see. There was something that on Malcolm X. Let's go there. I mean, y'all can see me. I wonder how y'all seeing me right now. But I try to give y'all different levels of this thing because I'm trying to give better videos, better content, better talking. Okay, let me see. Yeah, I thought this was real good about Michael Blackson. Let's look at it. Let's check it out. Let's see what's happening. It might go, and it may not. We shall see. This is Alicia Intellectual Talks, Unpopular Conversation, where we just talk about things that's not popular, and sometimes might not even have a popular audience. But that's okay because deep conversation does come out of it some way or the other. Let's see here, Michael Blackson. He had a good interview recently. I'm gonna end this because the battery's gonna die. So you all can catch me on StreamYard, which is on my page, and I'll be there. Peace.
11, 12.
Okay, cool.
So, right. 11, 12.
Okay, cool.
So, right. So, look up the show called Black Friday. I did like 3 seasons of that.
Okay.
It was my first time actually making money online. Walter actually paid me $50,000 a year. And I'm like, I could make money just paying them shit online.
Wow.
You know, so it was a good feeling,
Right.
you know. But yeah, so pretty much I make fun of whoever fucked up that week. I'm like, let's say if Drake got caught fucking some bitch on Black Friday this week, punk bitch Drake, fuck the beach. Drake, you got the he bitch dance, and I called it a he bitch dance, and I did my dance.
Okay.
That's how it got popular. That's how I started, you know.
Eat bitch.
Now, what is going on with the sound? Oh, okay. Sorry. Now we should be able to hear it.
That's why I introduced the dance to America. You know, so every athlete have done it during touchdown. You know, and then I continue the show on all the way till now.
Right.
You know, and I think when he first did the dance, I think his brother, you know, hey, look, my brother did the dance, and then that's when I got that video.
The one on the same team with him? Or the other one?
Probably the other one. I'm not sure which one it is.
Maybe the youngest.
You know, and I ran into him, say, hey, you know, he's just the brother I hear. We're big fans. If you ever in Milwaukee, you want to come to a game, let us know. Then I ran into them at All-Star Week in Cleveland, I want to say. That was just last year. Last year I ran into him and he introduced him to his mother. You know, I met the mom. She was a fan. Everybody fucks with me.
Right.
You know, and then and I remember when Giannis came on the field to play. You know, he looked at me and did the dance in my face. I'm like, okay, yeah, you show him respect for the dance. We're gonna fast forward to like fucking a month ago. November. Fast forward to November, somebody sent me.
That's what I'm saying. Pull that up, Sonny. You sent it to me.
Yeah,
right?
put up Giannis.
That's the video that he gets.
Yeah, man. Look, go to the Fortnite one.
Fortnite one is right.
Yeah, you gotta.
Yeah, go to the Fortnite one.
Because it's
On
like
his
you
back.
in the background.
Oh, I didn't know I was in the background.
Yeah,
No,
it's what it felt like to me.
It almost looks exactly like.
Also, you know, you think about it now, they say like comedians who wear dresses, where this, you know, he had a whole outfit on. But we didn't think about that back then.
I didn't think about it.
Nah, we didn't think. Because the thing about it, you know, back in
What is?
yes,
That's
so
a word.
anybody that could go down, come back up, that
Right.
shit impresses me.
All the way back up too.
You know, Ver hasn't went through nothing yet.
And has
Uzi Vert,
become
okay.
a leader in trying to change the law
Yes.
with
Yeah.
those.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to me.
arrests.
Right, you ready?
Yeah.
Pharrell or Kanye West? Excuse me, Pharrell or Ye?
Why? What's wrong with Kanye West?
Because he's now
He went back to Ye.
like Muhammad Ali. I'm gonna call him Muhammad Ali. I ain't calling him Cassius Clay.
I mean, Kanye.
Kanye?
I gotta go with Kanye.
I'm gonna take a shot for me thinking you was gonna play it safe. You don't gotta take this shot. I think he's
What's safe?
I don't know.
Oh, going
We'll
with
get to
Pharrell?
that later.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I-
ain't gotta take this shot.
okay.
You ain't gotta take this shot. I'm gonna take this shot for me doubting you. I'm sorry.
I'm not safe, motherfucker.
I deserve that. Okay. Coming to America, 1, obviously, or Harlem Nights?
Oh, Come to America, 1.
Coming to
Greatest movie of all time.
That's what I said the other day.
Still relevant forever.
Yes, that's what I said the other day. I swear to God, you know, where they filmed it at the part 1. I rode my bike up there because I'm from down the block. If you actually see where they throw the shit and he say,
what shit? What do you mean? What scene?
when they throw the garbage out and then he
Oh, yeah, when they threw the
welcome my neighbors. And he say, shut up.
Oh, yeah, fuck you too.
That's not my building, but that's my building is where I'm from, right
For
there.
real?
Yeah, for real. Coming to me. That's what I always felt like.
Oh, yeah. Definitely
And,
greatest movie.
Okay. I skipped one. Go to the one before that. Oh, all right, do those 2 I skipped.
Snoop Dogg or 50 Cents?
Damn, that's tough.
Take a shot.
They're both, they're both my niggas.
You be at Tycon weekend with both of them.
If I want to see like those battles that was doing during the pandemic, man, I would have loved to see Snoop and 50. So many hits. It never happened, man.
Hold on, let's take the shot.
50 never did one. I know Snoop did one with somebody.
Nah, but I'm gonna be honest. Niggas don't want no smoke with 50 on that versus stage, bro.
The verses.
On that versus stage, man. Salute. T.I. came close. Like when I went through his discography, he came close, but he came nowhere near. I swear, kid you not. Like 50 has a decade full of real.
That one album, that first one,
forget about it.
Yeah.
Every song.
He don't even have to go to another album.
No.
He might come out of you.
Is like,
Get rich or die trying. The other one we skipped.
I got the other one.
But Snoop to me is probably the biggest rapper of all time.
Yeah, Snoop, and the most famous to me.
Most famous,
yes.
100%.
There's nobody on earth that don't know who Snoop Dogg is. And if you don't know who Snoop Dogg is, you've been fucked up.
Yes.
Here's an easy one for you. Rocky 4 or Creed 2?
I'm going old school, man. Rocky 4. That's one of the Russian guy, right?
Yeah. Is that the one with the Russian?
He dies, he dies.
If he dies, you can't.
Gotta go with that.
What's his name again, that Russian guy? Drago.
He's still around and kicking, too.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Kevin Hart or Chris Tucker? Take a shot for dark-skinned comedians. You cannot break your dark-skinned comedian mold. Go on.
Flavor sneakers. Have you ever wore dinner before, my nigga?
Close, but not quite.
I
like
did.
That, no.
So by the time I got to, and kids, and back when I was a kid in Africa, you got girls when you wore new clothes. It didn't matter what the brand was. I'm talking about back in the day.
Right.
But when you come to America, it not only has to be new, it has to be a name brand.
Right.
And I didn't know that. So I went to school with my brand new chicken flavored sneakers, my shirt from Woolworth, and my pants from Woolworth. I'm happy I got new clothes. I'm about to get all the bitches.
Right.
I get there, I'm like, where the bitches at? It's like, what you wearing? I said, nigga, what you mean? It's brand new. They said, no, it's not Adidas. It's not Nike. I said, nigga, it's brand new. Nobody ever wore this before. They lit my ass up. Me and my chicken flavored sneakers. So by the time I got to Philly 3 years later, I already knew what it took to fit in. You got to look fly. And don't talk much. That's one thing I noticed about America. The less you speak, the more suspicious and curious people are about you. Because those who talk a lot are the ones you read this motherfucker. When you don't speak much, they can't read you. So by the time I got to Philly, I said, okay, I got to keep quiet, just dress nice, chill. And back then, if you're dark skinned with an accent, you was automatically a Jamaican drug dealer.
I said that. Yeah, I just said that, yeah.
So when I got to Philly, I'm dressing nice, I'm dark, I'm quiet. They thought I was a Jamaican drug dealer. They had no idea I was delivering pizzas of Domino's, selling anchovies, pepperoni, sausage, and ground beef.
Some noise for anchovies. I love anchovies.
They had no idea I was dealing pizzas. I'm like, you know what? They thought I was a drug dealer. I said, let it think that. As long as they think I'm a drug dealer and I'm Jamaican, nobody gonna fuck with me. Because back then, wasn't that many Africans in America. So if you had an accent, you was Jamaican.
Haitians was acting Jamaican.
What Jamaican was first? Jamaicans
weren't doing that. So.
The Haitians was number one in line with the Jamaican belt.
So kids thought, nobody wasn't really messing with me much, like as far as trying to pick on me. So when I started realizing that, okay, now they're kind of admiring me, now it's my turn to start roasting niggas. What you got on? What this? That's when the comedy started. This is like 12th grade. Like my first
So they used to bag on you. Now you bagging on.
Now I'm bagging on them now.
Okay.
Now they bagged me in Newark. By the time I got to Philly,
All right.
I was
You was
prepared.
sharp. Yeah, you was
I
sharp.
was sharp. I was ready. So that's when I started bagging. And then that's when I got out of school and I was still at Domino's Pizza, one of my coworkers who delivered with me, he was an acting teacher at the Philadelphia Community College. And he just thought I was funny. He said, Mike, you funny. You should go to open mic night. I'm like, what is that? And he kind of like led me in the right direction. And then I started going to open mic. And then here we are, man, 20-some years later.
Where was your first open mic?
I found this something that Michael Blackson experienced coming to America is something that we probably really don't pay attention to, is that we love name brand stuff, and that why do we still have that stigma if we don't have on name brand stuff? Or why do we even call it name brand when it's basically somebody else's brand that's not us? It's not our color. We don't we don't fund it. We buy it for the sake of someone else. So I just feel like when it comes to, that's foolish. That's the foolishness out of Americans, is that we make that as the ideal person. Like, if you really take a person that have on name brand stuff, man, sometimes they can be mentally broke. Like, they don't have no nothing on the inside and could be just decked up, with fine ornaments, and could still be overall empty on the inside. So is appearance is definitely not what God looks at. It's the inside. So sometimes if you try to practice, I have a hard time looking at. No, I like looking at all men, but good looking men is like, what I like, and it's hard to like find somebody that I want if I'm not attracted to them. But they say that you shouldn't always pay attention to appearance, and I'm working on it. So, you can't really play somebody else's show without letting you know what's going on. You can't really play it all the way, or they flag it or some type of way. So I don't hold any copyright to Drink Champs. I'm just using it as a form of education, educational purposes only. And so you all really have hung out with me for a little while. I will tap in again. I might show one more thing before I get off here. Um, just understanding how Africans roll. That was the theme of today, is how our African brothers and sisters roll with us. And Michael Blackson had a really good story, and I like how fluent he talks in English, and I like where he comes from. And what I also have understand from Africans is they do believe in a hard work ethic. Sometimes their hard work ethic is a little bit different from ours. It doesn't mean that we don't work just as hard. It's just that your ethic is different. So sometimes when they look at us, they think we don't work hard, but we work hard. And I think that we should get to the point where we work together instead of being separated. Because when you start paying attention to other people's culture, you realize that you all are the same. They be the same ghettos, the same dress up, the same racism, everything. It be all the same. So we be fools when we put it in categories. You know, we become foolish. So if we eliminate some of the foolish things in life, we could probably make change in life. One of the foolish things in life is that we do not need to be paying attention to what we have on. I mean, we can't take it with us. We can't take it with us. At the end of the day, we just can't take this stuff with us. So why we care so much? I feel like since I don't celebrate Christmas, my Halloween is like I dress up all the time just because I don't want to be a devil worshiper. I dress up all the time how I want to dress up in my characters. So that eliminates me trying to celebrate Halloween. But for a couple of years now, I don't celebrate Christmas. I don't celebrate Thanksgiving. I don't celebrate none of that. And when I tell you how free I feel, how stress free I feel, My kids will also understand this stress-free life. You don't have to be obligated to things that keep you bound. And that's the word I wanted to say, like bound, things that keep you bound, things that keep you from just pushing the mountain. They could be obstacles could be set before you like mountains, like hard mountain. You know, a mountain is hard. Like you can't get around it. You can't if a Bible says that you gotta move the mountain, it's gonna take some serious strength to push the mountain. So those things that be set before us feel like mountains, like heavy, just heavy, you know, heavy things that just try to get in your way. I think about Daniel. Was it Daniel in the Bible where he was going through something? It was like the Prince of Persia. It was something going on with the Persians in the spirit with Daniel. And it was getting to the point where he couldn't get the prayer through. It was something happening with darkness. We'll come back to that. We're gonna talk about Daniel because um eventually it was maneuvered through the prayer, but it was describing how there was a spirit that was over Daniel trying to keep his prayers from going through. And so that's what it be feeling like. And you don't even know what it is. It's a spiritual thing. It's a spiritual thing that happens there when there's a barrier, when there's a block, when you feel trapped. That's the devil. You know, don't never feel trapped. Don't never feel like you should be in a box. Don't ever feel like you should be comfortable with living inside of a box. Some people go back to jail just because they feel comfortable with living inside of a box. So we got a few more minutes, about 10 more minutes. Let me see something here. I appreciate you all coming. I appreciate all my new followers. I appreciate everybody, and you're always welcome to share anything on my platform. Just let me know. Let me see here.
Philly at this place called Comedy Works is right downtown Philly, Second and Chestnut. They used to do open mic on Wednesday nights.
And so I'll end this with a little Ice Spice because that's my favorite. And Ice Spice is having a baby. So let's hear what they have to say and maybe a video. And I'll see you all next time with Alicia Intellectual Talks, Unpopular Conversation.
Congratulations are in order for dancehall artist Spice. She shared the exciting news with her fans on Instagram. She captioned the photo, "God has been so good to me," which immediately drew an outpouring of congratulatory messages and well wishes from her fans and followers. Comments on the post were full of congratulations for the expecting mom. Spice has previously shocked fans with believable makeup to promote her music. In 2018, she released her single "Oh Black Hypocrisy," which talked about colorism within the Black community. However, not everyone is convinced that Spice is pregnant. Some fans believe that it could be a publicity stunt for her new album or upcoming shows, while others think that the timing is strange because she had recently undergone surgery. In November 2022, Blavity followed the health issues the singer suffered due to cosmetic surgery complications. She was speculated to have been in a coma and had post-operative complications after receiving cosmetic surgery procedures. In the Dominican Republic, conflicting messages came from her family and her team that left fans confused about the star's real status. Later that month, Spice resurfaced on her Instagram to provide fans with an update on her health and ensure them that she was doing well. What are your thoughts like?
I'm on Grammarly Premium, so in addition to automatically checking your spelling, grammar, and punctuation, the premium version also has a plagiarism detector, tone
Go down and a wine and a bubble and Batty jar does a jump, this a trouble and me and a man does a couple and a cuddle boom. Pan the body and me we bust it like a bubble and you know what me pum pum. Pan the body me a wine and a boom 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 boom. Have me batty does a jump and a boom 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 boom. Wine pan the body and a sit down on the bait. Pum pum so tight so my man have a check. Phone take a picture, yeah, that you be tweet. Tell them, y'all them wine, yeah, them careful. Me a pull it and a catch it on the beat. Me just a drop it. How me twerk it and a slap it on the gong like me a map it. How me stuck it and a pop it and a wine it and a lap it. Take a picture, you fi snap it, Facebook it, but crap it. And yes, I saw me like it. Bring your body, come and make me ride it. Ride it like a bike it. Cock up and a sit down and a wine it. Yes, I saw me like it. Bring your body, come and make me ride it. Ride it like a bike it. Cock up and a sit down and a wine it. On the baseline, me a bust a wine. Four legs together to a we a combine. Tear out me grind, bend me back, broke me spine. And no girl can't do them a wine when me design. You know what me pum pum. On the body me a wine and a boom 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 papa boom boom. Have me body does a jump and a boom 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 boom. Wine pan the body and a sit down pan the bait. Pum pum so tight so my man now fi cheat. Phone take a picture yeah that you fi tweet. Tell them y'all them wine yeah them careful. Me a pull it and a catch it on the beat. Me just a drop it. How me twerk it and a slap it on the gong like me a map it. How me stuck it and a pop it and a wine it and a lap it. Take a picture you fi snap it, Facebook it, but crap it. And yes, I saw me like it. Bring your body, come and make me ride it. Ride it like a bike it. Cock up and a sit down and a wine it. Yes, I saw me like it. Bring your body, come and make me ride it. Ride it like a bike it. Cock up the baseline. Me a boss a wine, on the bass, on the bass, line, line.
Congratulations, Spice.